Hey everyone, it's Jonny, and in this video, I'm going to be making a Sundew plant out of UV resin. I hope you enjoy the video, and thank you for watching. So here I've traced a small spoon thingy to make the shape of the leaves, then I'm going to cover it with a piece of a silicone mat and use UV resin to make the leaves. So a sundew is a carnivorous plant that has these small, thin tentacles on their leaves that produce sticky droplets that lure and trap their prey. The prey consists of small insects, however, for those kept inside, they can survive on things like betta fish food pellets or even dried bloodworms. Gross. Here I'm going to add another layer of UV resin since just the one layer would be too thin. It also helps that the edges of the leaf curled upward during the curing process, making a dip in the leaf that can easily hold more resin without it spilling over. So I made a total of 11 leaves for the sundew, 6 larger ones for the bottom layer and 5 smaller ones for the top layer. Then I used my heat gun to bend the leaves into more organic looking shapes. For the next step, I painted all the leaves, first with some plain green acrylic paint, and then a few layers of my green flash ColorShift paint, which is one of my favorites. Next, I'm going to add the tentacles, but before I do, I'm encasing the top part of the leaves with some gel top coat, just so that the tentacles will be attached to a resin and gel layer instead of just the paint layer, which could lead to peeling. And for the tentacles, I'm using some red jewelry wire. I cut some small pieces of the wire and dipped the ends of each piece in some UV resin and cured it while spinning it around to keep the round droplet shape. I did this about 3 times for each piece. This process actually took me about a whole week to complete. I had about 11 leaves and each leaf needed about 30 tentacles, so I sat there and dipped 300 or more pieces of wire 3 times each. I definitely used sunscreen on my hands for this process. Once I was finished making all of the leaves and attaching the tentacles, I secured each one to the base piece with some UV resin. I ended up adding some more leafy, stemmy details using the same process as with the leaves, and then I stuck them on with some UV resin and it was done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a great day, and I will talk to you in the next one.